Hello, my dear friends. Hope you are all doing well during this period. My dear friends, we already have started the chapter number 2 acid, bases, and salts of class 10th chemistry. And previously, we have done chapter number 1 chemical equations and reactions. My dear students, kindly do practice of the balancing equation as much as you can so that you can do all the balancing equation very easily. So coming back to the topic, we already have discussed about the acid, bases and the salts, test to distinguish between the acid and bases, properties of the acid, physical as well as chemical properties of acids and natural acids. Now our next topic is the organic and inorganic acids, that is known as mineral acids. Mineral acids are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. So what are the main uses of the mineral acids are? First use of the sulfuric acid. See, sulfuric acid is known as a king of the chemical. It's a king of the animals chemicals. For example, manufacturing of the paints, explosives, dyes and drugs, etc. Second is nitric acid. Nitric acid helps in the manufacturing of the fertilizers like ammonium nitrate, explosives like TNT, artificial silk, etc. Third one is hydrochloric acid. It's a cleaning the surface of the matter. It is used in textile, food, leather and dye industries. And some other acids are, first is acetic acid. Acetic acid is CH3COOH, is used as preservatives in many pickles. Tartaric acid is an ingredient of the baking powder. Carbonic acid is used in soft drinks and soda water. And one question is, why we do not keep curd in copper vessels or in brass vessels? Why do not we keep the curd? Because curd is an acidic substance, and acid reacts with the copper vessel or the brass substance. So that is why we do not keep curd in the copper utensils and the brass utensils. Now the chemical nature of the acids. See, acids are the substances which contains a hydrogen. See, for example, any of the acids, see, hydrochloric acid contains HCl, so it contains hydrogen. H2SO4, it's also contain hydrogen. Means when they dissolved in water, they give the hydrogen ions in the solution. Any of the acid, for example HCl, hydrochloric acid, when we dissolve in the water, they splits into the hydrogen ions and chloride ions. Same with the nitric acid, hydrogen ion and the nitrate ions. So it shows the acidic properties in the water. And the water, when water reacts with the hydrogen ions, it will form the hydronium ions, H3O positive. So dilution of the concentrated acid, see, it's a very exothermic process. Dilution is a very exothermic acid. So my dear students, we should always add acid into the water, not water into the acid. Precautionally we should add acid into, otherwise it's explosive in nature, it's exothermic, it produces loads of heat. Now the effect on the dissolution on the acid. On dissolution, the concentration of the hydrogen ions permits volume decreases, permits a per unit volume decreases, hence acid strength is also decreases. Now move to the base. That's all about the acids. Now the bases, physical properties of the base. First of all, it is in bitter in taste, soapy in touch, we already have discussed. Turns red litmus blue, turns phenolphthalein solution pink, cohesive in nature, for example caustic soda. Formula of the caustic soda is NaOH. Casting potash is potassium hydroxide, formula is KOH. And it's also a good conductor of the electricity. Now the chemical properties of the bases. First chemical property is the same as the acid is. When the base reacts with the acid, they form the salt and water. It's also a neutralization reaction. We already discussed the neutralization reaction. Now what do you mean by neutralization reaction? When the base, or you can say acid, reacts with the base to form the salt and water, any of the base, NaOH, casting soda we have taken, plus when they react with the sulfuric acid is a king of the chemicals. When they react together, they form the sodium sulfate, Na2SO4, and it releases a water also. Next step is a reaction with metals. Any of the metal, when it reacts with the base NaOH, when it reacts with the zinc, they form the sodium Na2 zincoate, ZnO2 plus H2. NaOH, when it reacts with the aluminium plus water, they form the NaAlO2 plus 3 molecules of the hydrogen. Next is a reaction with the non-metal oxides. When base reacts with the non-metal oxide, they will form the salt and water. For example, calcium hydroxide, when react with the carbon dioxide, they form the calcium carbonate plus water. Now the next is the chemical nature of the base. See, a base is a substance, when it dissolved in a water, it produces a hydroxide ions in the solution. See, alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. You have to keep in mind, alkalis are bases, but all alkalis are not in all bases are not alkalis. Next is the neutralization reaction. We already have discussed with you. I already have acid plus base goes to the salt and water. When any of the acid reacts with the base, it forms the salt and water. In this reaction, hydrogen ions given to the acid with hydroxide ions given by the base to form the water. Like acid, bases are also exothermic reaction. Now the effect of dilution on the hydroxide ion and the concentration of the base. On dilution with water, the hydroxide ion concentration per unit volume in the solution decreases, hence basic strength is also decreases, same as with the acids also. Now the deliquescent nature of the casting soda and casting potash. See, they both have a property to absorb such a large amount of the moisture from the air and become the liquid. See, you have seen casting soda and NaOH, they absorb the moisture and it is wet in nature and become the liquid. Now the uses of the bases. First use is NaOH, casting soda. It used in the manufacturing of the soap, artificial fiber, rayon, in paper industry. Second use is casting potash. It's a KOH. It is used in manufacturing of the soft soaps, in nickel iron storage battery, and for absorbing carbon dioxide. Calcium hydroxide, it's a slaked lime. It's used in manufacturing of bleaching powder in white washing. Magnesium hydroxide, milk of lime. It's used as an antacid. When you have suffered from the extreme acidity, it is used as an antacid. Ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH, it helps in removing the grease from the clothes in dry cleaning and in cleaning window panes. So next is the strength of the acids and the base. Strength, see, strong acid and the weak acid. Acids like hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, they are the good conductor of electricity and which dissociate completely in the solution, in aqueous solution, and produce large amount of hydrogen ions. They are the strong acid. On the other side, acids like acetic acid, oxalic acid, carbonic acid dissociate partially in the aqueous solution, so they do not hence they conduct electricity but up to some extent, so they are the weak acids. Same in case of the bases also. See, bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, which dissociate completely and produces large amount of the hydroxide ions and conducts electricity, they are the strong bases. Bases like ammonium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide dissociate partially and produces small amount of hydroxide ions, hence they conduct electricity up to the some extent, they are the weak bases. That's all about today. In my next video we will discuss about the salts and the pH of the solution. So students, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Kindly like and share my channel and video.